bought an older purchase. Aren't you curious about what the greybeards want to talk to you about? I am. You will take a visit to Hierarchy, won't you?
Эта земля сурова.
La da da, ba da 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 da, la da 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 da, la la la. Oh, I'm sorry. Another one. Dangerous bastard, aren't you? Don't you even try that. You're as good as dead. Hello there. sanctuary. What a place! Now we must see if we can find someone to talk to. You will help me, won't you?
Эта земля сурова и не прощает ошибок. Но она все же прекрасна.
Finally, the Eldergleam Sanctuary. What a place! Now we must see if we can find someone to talk to. You
Почему
will
тут всё
help
время
me,
холодно?
won't you? Yes? Let's keep quiet and try to find that tree, shall we? Shall we continue?
Место очень красивое, но холода я не переношу.
I do prefer bandits to vampires and undeads. At least.
Первый раз вижу что-то подобное. Квартал серых Виндхельмов ничуть не лучше мужчин.
Эй, привет, приехал. Ты выпиваешь со мной, слушаешь стильную музыку святилища, как и я? Великолепно, правда? Добро пожаловать в святилище Великого Древа, друг. Если у тебя есть вопросы, обратись к Асте.
Yes. Goodbye. Goodbye.
Надеюсь, так.
Что бы это значило? Возвращение Давакина? И кто из нас мог бы оказаться достойным такой чести и такой силы? Ты в святилище Великого Древа, и это лишь крохотная талика той красоты, которую нам дарит киноред. Здесь потрясающе, правда? Да, друг мой, хотя, насколько я помню, никто и никогда не мог приблизиться к нему. Как видишь, корни Великого Древа огромны и простираются вдаль, перегораживая все подходы к стволу. Хотя, хочешь верь, хочешь нет, ходят слухи, что есть некое оружие, перед которым Великое Древо поднимет корни, скорее из страха, чем из почтения. Слухи оказались правдой. Молю тебя, не причиняй дереву вреда. Ничем хорошим это не кончится.
Wow, have you ever seen anything so amazing? Why are there more people here? Tours must be organized, paintings commissioned. As adventurers, it's our duty to show people this tree.
Не волнуйся, я сыграю свою роль.
Yes, dispatch the couriers. Have the Jarls make a decree. To each and every citizen of this land, I say, open your eyes and behold its beauty. Why, yes, I learned how to play the lute when I was little, although I'd much rather play the harp. I'm sure that's what Cabela would want. Oh yes, the water, the animals, the trees, all clay which Cabela molds into indelible art, and at the heart of every explorer is an admirer of that beauty. What can be more important than tribute to the gods? Why worship them in dusty halls when we can come to these cathedrals of nature? We have to let people know these places exist. We have to shout it from the tabletops, then the rooftops, then the mountaintops, every top, bottom, and middle. I'm shouting all the time. Are you? Of course. What do you think all this is? It's more valuable than any gold coin. Now if I find a gold coin, and I do find them often, bags of them in fact, I deliver it straight to the donation bowl. I even have a system. For every 10 gold pieces, 7 goes to the temple, 1 goes toward food and shelter, and 1 goes to alms for the poor.
Почему тут все время холодно?
Oh, I forgot. 1 gold piece goes to spreading Debella's word. Can you believe the cost of ink and paper these days? One time I didn't have any gold, so I carved my petition to change the name of Bloated Man's Grotto on the wall of Debella's longhouse. The guards were none too pleased. But really? Bloated Man? Why not call it Handsome Man's Grotto? Ma and Pa fought for the Empire during the Great War. Although I don't see what's so great about it. I'm sure it's over my head. They're the ones who taught me everything I know. About battle, that is. It's not like they had to teach me about exploring. That I taught myself. Although growing up in the Reach Hill, first thing you learn is how to deal with heights. After that, dwarven ruins are a cinch. The barracks have charm, but I want fresh air and blue skies and forests that are woollier than a mammoth. Although I guess the barracks is kind of like a forest. There's a lot of wood and bugs and things. We used to call it Termites' Reach. I found clubbing things with a mace is pretty effective. And also pretty ugly. Not pretty at all, actually. As a soldier of Debella, I have a reputation to uphold. Debella's reputation. Beauty even in battle is very, very important. And I'll die with a sword in my hand before I live with a mace. That happened before I was born. But I'm not a green thumb, honest. I'm 5 months past a woman grown. I've killed a bear, drank my first mead, and can pitch a tent if you need it. Oh, that didn't come until after I became an adventurer. I was deep in some nameless cave, winding my way down toward the bottom of the earth. Suddenly, the passage opened up, and I found myself in this hidden grotto, with a pond and trees and holes in the roof. I don't think my eyes closed for another week. I couldn't breathe, I couldn't sleep. The beauty I witnessed was 10 times more important. All right. Of course. Where do we go first? North, south, left, down? It doesn't matter. Wherever we go, beauty and adventure await.
Добро пожаловать в святилище Великого Древа, друг. Если у тебя есть вопросы, обратись к Асте.
Yes? Oh, I see. Maybe I should then speak to your friend. But first, I need to speak to you.
Все время холодно.
Last night in my dreams, I had a vision that you would come here, and that you would be carrying Nettlebane, the only weapon Eldergleam fears. In my visions, I also saw a man who spent day and night praying for our precious Eldergleam. His prayers were heard, and Eldergleam gave birth to a sapling, a new tree that could bring happiness to the people of Whiterun. Therefore, I beg you, do not harm Eldergleam. Instead, look for the sapling and bring it to Whiterun. Your mission will be completed, the people in Whiterun will be happy, and our precious Elder Gleam will remain unharmed. You may go to the tree, but instead of taking the sap, take the sapling. You will understand once you are there. I need to speak to you. Last night in my dreams, I had a vision that you would come here. In my visions are also some man. His prayers, therefore, your mission. You may go to the tree, but instead of taking the sap, take the sapling.
What can I do for you?
You will understand once you're there. Goodbye.
Yes?
Что для одного мусор, для
Would you
другого
like
лад.
that? As I told you before, my parents weren't happy on my plans to go to the Skyrim Bard College. It was not only that they wanted me to be an alchemist, they
Было
also
потом не
wanted me to
хватит
get married.
избавиться от этой вони.
Ever since I was little, my father and our neighbor joking about that I should marry Sigasol Halfdan. Shall
You
we
wanted to
continue?
talk to me.
Yes, yes, you see, I have got this photo and a note, and my grandmother said that you might be able to help. Maybe I can, but then we first have to talk alone. I wonder, do you think your friend would run small also? Yes, I hope so. I can ask, of course. Good. This note needs to be delivered to the people in Lina who is on visit at the Mixwater Moon. Please ask your friend to bring it to her.
I need to speak to you about
Прощай, кажется. Но она все же прекрасна.
Look, I have a note for you. Could you please deliver it to a pilgrim named Jelena who's visiting Mixwater near, please?
Yes?
How are you doing, Lydia?
I need to speak to you about
I'm so tired.
Poor you.
I swear I could lie down right now and just sleep forever.
I bet it must be rough at times, being a housewife and sworn to parents and elders.
Suppose I'm not left much choice in the matter, am I?
I could carry some stuff.
I need to speak to you about Elder.
Perhaps we could come to some kind of agreement?
I need to speak to you about Elder Green and Nectarine.
Well, I hope you won't have it. Lydia, it's alright. You know what? I could bake a cake for you one of these days. A pity we don't have strawberries in this garden. I love strawberries.
Well, if you say so.
Of course.
Thank you ever so much. I need to speak to you.
Let's pretend we never had this discussion.
You can trust me, Liv.
Я прямо за тобой.
I need to speak
С этим
to
я
you.
не могу спорить.
Ты не знаешь, с чем имеешь дело. Если навредишь дереву, это тебе с рук не сойдет. Уходи прочь, тебе здесь больше не рады.
Yes?
Добро пожаловать в святилище Великого Древа. Если у тебя есть вопросы, обратись к Астре.
Такова жизнь, борьба, то, что заставляет нас дышать. Говорят, организмы запретили жить в стенах геймплея. Верно? Зря ты не пошел смотреть вчера. Я нашла удивительное дерево.
Нужно что-то? Ладно.
Было бы здорово, если бы мне кто-то помог его добыть.
Раньше тебе нравилось искать новые места?
Не нравится. Только я люблю, чтобы дома меня ждала еда.
Seven months or so. Maybe 8 if I'm lucky. Oh, just counting the months I have left to live. I used to count by the years, and I suspect there'll come a time when I count by the days. It's a talent I have, sort of like reading palms. But I do long for the days when I never bothered to count. I'm sorry. I haven't properly introduced myself to you, child. My name is Iris the Elder, although it wasn't always meant to reflect my age. I was once one of 2 irises in the village where I grew up, long before I moved to Darkwater Crossing. One was about a dozen years younger than I. Just a babe when I was a girl. So she was Iris the Younger, and I was Iris the Elder. And the name stuck with me ever since. Not the mine, that's for sure. I came to this part of East March for the hot springs. I've heard they have the power to rejuvenate. I'm not searching for a miracle or a cure for old age. Just a little more time to enjoy it. Your words are kind, but a woman of my years is more of a nuisance than a helpful member of the community. I try to do what I can, help cook or look after Refna, but as much as I hate to admit it, she's at an age when I can't keep pace. Oh, yes. I've tried health potions and visited some of the most renowned healers in all of Skyrim, but it's almost like everything is being forced back into place. It feels so unnatural. That may be fine for someone like yourself, but I much rather prefer a good soak,
All my aches and pains seem to float away.
Только я люблю, чтобы дома меня ждала еда.
The hunters discourage most of the wildlife, as does the heat from the spring. They also provide a few spirits to help pass the time. I need a bit of wine before I can get over the embarrassment, you see. These hunters, their bodies have such sheen and vigor, like a marble table burnished to a perfect polish. My skin, however, is as piebald as a horse and as wrinkled as an old tunic stashed away at the bottom of a chest. May sound a bit odd for an old lady like myself to worry about such things, but while I may be old, I'm still a woman. And a woman likes to feel beautiful.
Наверное, нужно чаще с тобой ходить.
Давай. Я по тебе скучаю.
Thank you. And here I thought I would never hear such words from one so handsome and charming ever again. Of course, when I was young, I'd get the occasional suitor. Some of them were charming, and a few that were handsome. There were those that were neither, and those were the ones that usually chased the hardest. But I could outrun any man, always could, as I were the fastest courier in all of Skyrim. Fleet of foot and single-minded. There's nothing you can't outrun if you just stick to the road and block your mind of anything outside it. The couriers who never make it are always the ones who stop for a breather or just to admire the view. Partly out of tradition. The first couriers were messengers for rebels and brigands for whom secrecy was paramount. A horse tends to attract attention, especially those of the guard placed outside the stables. The couriers of old were master pickpockets. They could blend in with the crowd and slide the missive right into your tunic as you passed them. The recipient wouldn't even notice the folded note in their pocket until they were halfway undressed and readying for bed. Nowadays, though, I suspect it's more a matter of cost. Bales of hay and sacks of oats cost a lot of coin. Stamina potions, on the other hand, are relatively cheap. I suspect the time saved isn't worth the maintenance. And if a horse were to die on the road, you'd lose a significant investment. But if a courier were to die, you could easily replace him at no cost. I don't know when horses became more valuable than people, but such is the irony of freedom.
Не нравится. Только я люблю, чтобы дома
Good
меня ждала
people
еда.
and an eclectic group. I think Refna is quite blessed to be surrounded by such diversity. Derkeithus taught her how to swim, and Sondas is twice the man her father ever was. And I find it rather adorable how she scurries around with that pickaxe too. It's good to see young folk take an interest in such honest labor. True, and it often isn't. Not by Nords. But I wonder sometimes if when we raise a toast to the miners, we raise our cups to an idea. The same is true for our warriors and our farmers. We spend so much time honoring some abstract notion of what a laborer is,